Hello everyone, and Jeff with the Halcyon Masters. We are playing some Lyra today in the roam position. So she's relatively new out, and she just had a hotfix and a little bit of a nerf, so we'll talk about that one in just a couple minutes. But I wanted to make this video so that we could go through and see her in the traditional roam capacity. I'm going to start off with the Iron Guard contract. This is still my favorite of the three contracts. I think it's the most versatile because of the healing that it provides, especially in the early game. Now what's interesting is that these contracts don't build into anything else, so you have to think about it as investing 300 gold at the beginning of the game for some additional health and sustain. So I'm playing with Mr. MySyGuy, who's playing Taka, and we've got Glaive up in the lane. He's pinging saying he doesn't see the enemy pedal up there. But actually now that he popped up on the mini-map, we see that he's up there, so there's not going to be a three-person jungle invade. So for those of you that are new to Lyra, her kit is based on three abilities. Her A ability, which is a pretty powerful heal, does a couple things. One, it provides vision in a select area. Number two is it heals allies within a targeted range, so if an ally steps in that area, they're healed. And then number three, as we did right there, it will actually damage an enemy hero that is standing inside of that little circle. So I knew that the enemy Finn was in that bottom bush by the jungle shop, so I threw down my A ability, and there again I threw it on top of the Finn and Ringo. That created a little bit of damage. Now you can double tap the A icon and it will burst that sigil, as it's called, and apply more damage quickly, but not as much as if you just let it stay there and do its work over time. So you kind of can trade off damage over time for more of a burst damage that's on it. So I just picked up my B ability by hitting level 2, and this is the Bright Bulwark. Now this B has a lot of controversy, especially in the forums and on Reddit, as being one of the more powerful abilities in the entire game. If you think about it, it has a lot of uses. So the first one is that it blocks a person from using a dash ability both into and out of the ability. If you cast B while someone is close to you, it will snare them, which means that any dash ability doesn't work. So a hero like Arden, who's typically up in your face and really close to you, and that's how he does his damage, all three of his abilities are effectively silenced inside of Lyra's B because of the snare. So keep that in mind if you're playing a hero that's either melee or relies on a dash ability. But according to Cypher, if you have a reflex block on you, when you're inside of Lyra's B, you can then, such as right now, Petal could have used the reflex block and would have negated the snare, and then could use her trampoline bounce to get out. So just something if you're ever going up against the Lyra and need a way to counter that particular ability. So we're coming in here. I really wanted to target the mid healer instead of the enemy Finn to see if I could steal that gold, but clicked on the wrong button. So we're coming down here. We're going to take a little bit of the enemy gold by taking their front doubles, and you can see that our Glaive is rotating down into the shop with us. She goes through a lot of energy, so I prioritized a void battery right there. That's going to give me a little bit more sustain with my abilities. But doesn't give me too much health. I'm still pretty squishy, so if someone is able to gap close and get on top of me, I'm practically dead.
Mining has begun.
So I'm telling them that I saw the enemy team come up here. I threw my A to give me some visibility in that bush. MySyGuy is going over and is attacking the Petal. As you can see, I used my B ability right there to slow and snare him so that he couldn't escape quite as quickly. Taking some gold mine aggro, I'm going to try to shake it, still have it, so I'm going to go down to the jungle shop again. I throw down my heal to give both myself and MySyGuy a little extra health on that one. And the last part of the A ability, which I think I forgot to mention at the beginning, is that when the sigil bursts, it does give you a move speed a burst of move speed as well. So it's pretty helpful if you're either trying to pursue or to evade the enemy. So Ringo's coming up here. Again, I'm throwing the sigil down right below him. That's going to put some extra damage and give MySyGuy some additional sustain while he's in there. Taking some minion and possibly some turret aggro, so that's why I backed off there. Coming back in, throwing down my A, which is going to both damage and heal my allies. And we're looking at Ringo, who's quite low, so MySyGuy's going to pursue in, he gets him, and now we're kind of kiting around the Finn. So I put down again my sigil, give us a little bit of heal and that move speed so that we can rotate down in the jungle. Petal was sitting there incredibly low, end up taking him out with just a shot or two. And we're going to start to work on their minion mine. Now you see that I'm not doing the typical stutter step with Lyra, and that's because she does a channeling second hit. So when you basic attack on the first one, if you stand still, she'll channel for a second and then fire a more powerful second shot. So unfortunately I did not have my sigil up, or I would have placed that on our Taka to save him, but instead couldn't save him on that one, but was able to just harass Petal a little bit. You can see they're kind of running away. So we're gonna go up to the lane, push it, see if we can take down another turret, and really just help out Glaive here in the lane. I'm actually gonna rotate down, start prioritizing the farm, stealing the enemy jungle a little bit more. And what I found to be quite effective is to use my A in conjunction with farming. What it does is it keeps me pretty healthy and then gives me a little extra move speed if I need to get out of there quickly. So Juarez is rotated down with Glaive with me to the jungle shop. I pick up the Halcyon chargers. Again, for any mage type of hero, I think these boots are great. They give you a really long run, I think it's either 2 or 3 seconds, and they give you that extra energy and recharge. So pretty good compliment to Lyra's kit. So we've grabbed our minion mine, so right now we control both, so our minions should be pushing up on the turret. I see that Juarez is down there with the Petal around it, so he jumps in. Finn is there with him, but he can probably skirt around. So I boots in, come in, drop my sigil to pester the Ringo a little bit more, and I'm coming up. Now one thing that I noticed that is in my gameplay is that I kind of leave myself behind because I channel those second shots a little bit too often. What I should be doing is trying to put myself into more of a flank position so that way I can move with my teammates as the team fight rotates through the map. So taking some turret aggro, so I'm going to back off a little bit. Petal's there and also Ringo, who can both burst me down pretty quickly. So I'm just trying to really stay on the outer skirts of where they can hit me. So I see that our Taka is low on energy, so we're going to go back down to the jungle shop. Got 1,200 gold, so we're going to pick up, I'm thinking either the Storm Crown to help me tackle objectives, and that's one of the newer items that's out in the game. So Storm Crown has effectively taken over the Storm Guard banner area to be able to help you take out objectives. That would be gold mine, minion mine, turrets, etc. But it doesn't do quite as much damage to enemy heroes. And the way the Storm Crown works is that once you use an ability, whether it be your A, your B, or your ultimate, for the next I think 6 shots or 6 seconds,
Enemy hero killed.
you will do additional bonus crystal damage to the objective.
Enemy hero killed.
My teammates are doing a good job on these. Petal tried to use her ultimate right there. Unfortunately, we couldn't save Glaive, but I did get the sigil down underneath them, so at least I can tell them that I tried. So I'm getting rid of the seeds here, give us a little extra, get rid of their vision, and now we're going to make our way and start working on the enemy turret. Oop. So I honestly still haven't really figured out the portal in the best way. As you can see, I made the mistake, and MySyGuy accidentally walked into it, shot himself back over to the turret, which put him into a pretty bad position. He ended up dying there. Had I have not done the portal, he probably would still be alive and we'd have a different outcome there. So I think the portal is probably her hardest of the 3 abilities to really master, because it takes some good team coordination and some effort to figure out when its best use is. I really do like it for when I'm pursuing the enemy team, because I find that because it can really close the gap and give them a little bit of a surprise that's there, and give you an escape about a second later if you need to get out. So I've got Finn, I've got Ringo coming towards me. I'm going to put down my A, and as you can see, I bursted immediately to try to put down that speed boost, but Ringo was able to get the Achilles shot off on me, which slowed me down and allowed Finn to get me for the kill. So we're taking a look here. Even though Lyra has a great heal ability, I'm still going to grab the fountain so that I can get my team when either my A ability is down or I'm using it somewhere else, and just add that kind of stacking heal that's going to be on the team. It's going to keep everyone topped off and in fighting shape. Still experimenting with the build, but so far I really like the Halcyon Charger. If you add a little bit of crystal into her path, her abilities definitely scale with it, which is a good balance. And then building into some of the traditional roam items. So we're going to work on the Fountain of Renewal, and then also the Storm Crown, so that I can help take out objectives a little bit quicker. So the snowball in this game is real. I think this one was done before the patch where the hotfix where Lyra was nerfed just slightly. And let me look up what those nerfs was. So on her basic attacks, the light attack crystal ratio was dropped from 60% to 40%. There was a significant drop there. And then on the second, on the heavy attack, which is the channeled attack, they dropped the crystal ratio from 90 to 60. Also, on her Bright Bulwark, which is her B ability, they reduced the slow duration from, looks like 0.4 seconds across the board. So it was originally 1.4 to 2.4, and now it is 1.0 to 2.0. The last of the hotfixes that they did was they fixed a bug that would allow Lyra to use her teleport while recalling, and it would actually set up a teleport from where she is currently on the map all the way back to the base, which could allow both Lyra and her teammates to, let's say, be at a turret, port back to the base, buy or heal, and then port back to the turret. And then also, if the enemy team jumped into the turret, they'd instantly be taken to the base and killed by the base. So I got myself caught out here, and I'm going to go down quite quickly. So you can see how squishy Lyra actually is in this game. So if you catch her out and she can't get off one of her abilities in that area, she's effectively dead. So Ringo used his Achilles shot, Finn used his polite company, and they were able to take me out in I think a matter of like 3 or 4 shots. So SyGuy's around here, he's dancing, he's taking a look. He sees that one of them is low. I think he tried to use his X-Retsu on the Ringo, but instead hit the Finn. Now he's dancing away. We'll see if he can actually survive this one. He's got all 3 of the enemy team right there. And it looks like he's doing it. So I actually put my portal down, and you can see how he used that getaway just a little extra distance and close that gap. So I'm throwing down my A ability, because I see that they're actually taking gold mine, which gives me some vision over the wall and through the jungle. And now I'm going to put down my B ability to prevent the enemy team from closing the gap and coming in and getting that gold payout. So pick up a chronograph, continuing to work into that Storm Crown. Now we're following Juarez, who's up there with Glaive in the lane. We're going to help him farm a little bit. So we see a scout trap come out. There's Ringo and Finn. I'm going to just poke down a little poke damage and help us move the lane into their base. So I'm keeping my sigil down just so we can see where they are. I drop it right behind Ringo to kind of pester him and move him back a little bit. And I think as a team we're saying, alright, let's disengage because all three of them are there. Plus they have the help of their base. So we're going to move down, we're going to capture their minion mine, take a little bit more gold from their back camps. And we're at the 1450 mark, so we probably won't have time to take the gold mine. The Kraken will be up soon.
Any direction is better than none.
So we've got the Storm Crown, and now I'm thinking of what the next item that I'm going to work into. I'm actually going to try out the new contraption, mainly as I just want to have the ability to have the flares up, so you know, in the late game that we can move through the map and see where the enemy team is. So I'm trying to move over. I've got my teleport up. You can see that I was able to skip through the wall, put myself into the middle of the fight, put down both my A and my B ability, both of my basic shots on that Ringo, which slowed him a little bit, allowing both our Taka and our Glaive to get in there and secure the kill. I used our Fountain of Renewal to get Glaive back up to health, and then also my A ability as well to provide that just extra bonus healing that's on there. So we're going to take down Kraken. The Storm Crown definitely helps out in the ability to take this guy down a little bit quicker with the kind of objective. And it looks like the enemy team, knowing that we're going after Kraken, has surrendered the match. So I hope this gives you a little bit of an idea of how to use Lyra in the match. I think she's incredibly fun. Her kit is, her kit's unbelievable. Between the A, the B, and even the teleport, which I think is the trickiest part of all of them. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave those as well. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time on the Halcyon Fold. Hope you have a great day.